Aye, shepherd's pie. Greetings from the Philippines. I'm welcome back to the channel. I'm in the old usual haunt, the rum bar, Ceigie, and I'm going to sit down with my very good friend Ceigie. Or CJ, whichever you want to pronounce it. I've known him about 5 months now. I can never get the name right. It's terrible, isn't it, really? Ceigie's my neighbour in Cebulan, but he's come over to Ceigie for a few days. It's his first time on the island, and we're going to find out a little bit about him. So first of all, thanks for sitting down with us, Ceigie. Jay? Which is it, CJ or Ceigie? CG. Well, thanks for sitting down to Ceigie.
C-E-I-G-I-E.
C-I-G. I always call him Craig. Anyway, yeah, thanks for sitting down with us, mate. It's much
earlier.
It's much appreciated. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, mate. Where do you come from?
Communist country.
A communist country. So I try and keep this channel as unpolitical as possible, but there we go, we've gone already. So where is this communist country?
Northern Montana.
Northern Montana?
North of Montana. It's Canada.
Canada.
Piece of garbage.
Dear, oh dear.
They're going to get me on that.
Well, there you go. So you're not too keen on Canada at the moment, then, I take it. Okay. And did you? So you were born there and you grew up in what part of Canada exactly?
Alberta.
Alberta.
Yeah, central Alberta.
So you're Alberta born and bred?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Big family?
5.
5. Well, that's quite big.
Not for a farming family.
Oh, you're 5. So I was about to ask you what your parents did, but you've already told me that they were farmers.
Because we're in a lot of Dutch in a lot of areas, so there's 10, 12 kids. Some of those families.
And where do you fit in the old pecking order? Youngest, oldest?
Second oldest.
Second oldest. And is it a good place to live, Alberta? When you were growing up, I'm not talking about now.
When I was growing up, it was great. It's not where there's shit now.
Okay, I get that you don't like it.
I'm not in love with that country no more.
I just don't want to get in. A war with the old Canadian Tourist Board. I might want them to sponsor me one day. So
you don't want to go visit, trust me.
So how old when you left home?
When I left home?
Yeah.
18, I guess, because I went to university and lived in dorms.
Lived in where, sorry?
Dorms.
Okay, what were you studying?
Journalism.
Journalism. And did you become a journalist?
I became a journalist.
Really? What kind of
For a
journalism?
newspaper at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's just print journalism.
Okay, well don't say just print, there's nothing wrong with that. And did you do that all your career or?
No. I went from that into investigative reporting.
Oh really?
Then I got on with routers and...
For anyone that doesn't know from York, that's Reuters. But
yeah, we call them routers. It's Reuters. But did some contract work with Reuters.
That sounds interesting.
They kept me going. So.
Presumably you did a lot of travelling for that, did you? Or?
Do a lot of travel. Yeah, for them anyway. They give you an assignment. You tell them what part of the world you want to cover and they'll give you assignments in that part.
That sounds very interesting. You enjoyed that, did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. It was great.
And how long were you doing that for?
20 years.
20 years, and what age did that take you up to?
48, 49.
48, 49. And were you married during this time, or?
Well, you could call it that. It's definitely not a job for a married guy, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so I'm guessing...
After 12 years of marriage, it was done.
And that was all the work, was it?
That was because of
the work and the travelling.
Well, that was my passion. That's what I wanted to do.
No, fair enough.
And she married me knowing that that's what I did for a living.
All right, so it was... She knew the score from the start.
She knew what she was getting into. Yeah.
Right, okay. And did you have many kids or?
2.
2 kids, boys,
girls.
girls. Okay, well, that's a nice double.
Yep.
So when you finished the old Reuters, how old were you then?
Finished the which?
From when you finished working for Reuters, how old were you then? Did you say 49?
50th. 50th birthday, actually.
50th birthday.
Yep.
And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
65.
So what were you doing after that?
Ghostwriting.
Ghostwriting, the old autobiography kind of things.
Yep. Doing biographies, copyright.
Okay.
Doing script work.
Now I've heard before that when you're a ghostwriter, you've got to be, you can't necessarily talk about the people that you wrote for. Is that right?
Yeah, depending on what kind of contract you're under.
Okay. Well, you can say what sort of people they were, but I mean, were they athletes?
Yeah, I did athletes and stuff like that. It's pretty famous people, but You know, you got a zipper on your lips, even after you've completed it.
So you don't get credit for the books you've written?
No, you get money though. Real good money.
You'd rather have the money than the credit?
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Sooner or later you're going to die, so it doesn't matter if the money's coming in. Why not get it now instead of when you're dead?
So when did you stop doing that?
When did I stop doing it?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago I finished my last contract.
Okay. So you've still been doing it while you've been in the Philippines?
Oh yeah, that's why I came here.
So you're not actually retired then? Officially, shall we say?
Well, yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. I'm just kind of do my own thing, I guess.
Okay. And
I'm retired in a sense, but if I want to work, I'll work. If not, like I'm not going to work for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't even say that. I won't do a 1-year contract again.
Right.
But I will work for a 3 to 6 month contract.
And how do you get to work then? They come looking for you or you go looking for it?
They generally come to me because of the past work I've done from other athletes and talk to them. So they'll come and talk. But how I got it in the beginning was pure luck. I just happened to be in a bar one time when one of the baseball players was in there. And he was saying, I wish I could find somebody to write my biography. And I just happened to be at the next table and went, oh, I can do that.
Fantastic.
That's how it started.
Right, so it's how life is, isn't it? Right place, right time.
Right place, right time. Yeah.
No, I think that's definitely the way the world works. So you came to the Philippines for the work.
Mm-hmm.
In the interest of transparency, I know who he was writing for, but we can't say it.
Yeah, we can't mention
We
it.
can't mention the name, but he's famous and he's from the Philippines, and that's all I'm going to say. So was that your first time in the Philippines?
No, I've been in once before, but only for 3 weeks.
And where had you been?
Manila.
Okay, so what did you think of Manila? Hated it.
Didn't like it at all. Too many people.
I've not met many people who've got a good word to say about Manila.
Too many people. I traveled to different parts, and I still don't have a favorite. I don't know. Ceigie was pretty nice. So
Well, we'll get to that in a
it'd
minute.
be my favorite for now, but other than Sibilan because that's close.
Yeah, we'll go
Where
back
I
in a
was
second.
working.
So the first time you were in Manila, you didn't like that.
No,
As
I
I
was
say,
there 3 days.
I've not met many expats that do like it, but there is a big expat community there, I'm told. So some people must like it, but I've never met anyone who likes it. So there you go, and I'm not too keen on it. So that was before,
Yeah.
and now you've come back this time. This was your second time. Where have you been since you've been here then? This time?
Mostly Sibulan and in the area. Southern Negros.
Southern.
Well, we'll call it. I guess that's Oriental, but. See, well, let's go from Cebu City over to Iloilo and so. Except for Mindanao. I have Mindanao.
Haven't been a minute now. So and you've only been on this island for like what, 3 hours now?
This one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll come back. We'll finish off with Ceigie. But what's your which is take Manila out of the equation. I mean, you're living in Sibilan now. What do you think of Sibilan?
It was all right until they put the speed bumps on the road out front. That's perfectly fine.
But it's not a tourist destination,
It's
is it?
definitely not a tourist destination, but it was it was my work area. I didn't want to be in Dumaguete, where it's close to all the bars and everything. I'd be in the bar every day. I had work to do. Sibilan was a perfect spot. It had a ferry going to where I needed to go to do work. It was a perfect spot for me to do my job.
But I mean, obviously, I live next door to you, so I know Sibilan. But for the benefit of the viewers on here, it's not really a tourist destination,
No,
is it?
it's not. No.
It's got good routes to Dumaguete, transport routes, but that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah. It's a good place it's an out of the way place.
So what's the
Extremely busy.
what's the best place in Negros Oriental or Negros Occidental that you've been to?
Best place. Good question. Bucolod would be probably the best, even though it's spread out a lot. It's a blue collar place, but that's my kind of a place. Iloilo is smaller than Dumaguete, but it's It's got a great mall, SM mall, but it just doesn't have what I'm looking for. It doesn't have that wow factor for me. It's like Cebu. It doesn't have the wow factor. It's just a place to go to be for.
But where have you been to Cebu? I know you've been to Oslo a lot, but where else have you been?
In Cebu?
Yeah, no, in Cebu. I thought you were
In
talking about,
Cebu.
I thought
in
you
Cebu City, and
Yeah. What did you think of Cebu City?
I didn't. It was too big for me. Also,
Okay.
too many people.
But you were saying early on that Bocolon's big. It's like a lot big, because I thought it was about a bit
It's
bigger than
spread out.
Dumageddon, but it's
Yeah,
2 or
it's
3 times the
spread
size.
out.
Yeah. Okay.
It's spread out, but it's for me because how I grew up. It's living on the north side or Cipolletti side of it. Perfect place for me. Good place.
So
But
what?
then I see Ceigie where it's totally different.
Yeah, well, Ceigie is well, you want to talk about Ceigie, I can tell.
Oh, I love this
What are your
place,
first
man.
impressions of Ceigie?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come off the ferry and it's just instant. Yeah, this is where you want to be. You get that feeling.
You're not,
Just that feeling.
so you would say that you're more of a fan of Ceigie than you are Dumageddon?
Oh, much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a Dumageddon man at all?
No, I never have been.
No.
You've seen me. You've seen me do Dumageddon.
What is it you don't like about Dumageddon?
Way too congested for its size, for one thing. The foreigners there, the expats, whatever you want to call them, they don't even say hi to you. They don't even smile at you. You say hi, how you doing? And it's off they go.
They're not
They're not very friendly.
They're not a friendly lot. They're not
No.
a friendly lot.
No.
So Ceigie, you've fallen in love with the place. You've only been here 3 hours.
Yeah.
So what is it you like about it?
Just the air of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get here, you know you're on an island.
Yeah, it's
You
got
don't
to
get that in Dumageddon.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So who knows? At the end of your 3-day stay, you might be coming back to live.
Yeah, may not leave.
You have to go back, get your stuff out of the apartment.
I
mate.
do. Yeah, I'll phone Rice.
So one of the reasons I wanted to interview you, see, is not just because you're a very interesting chap, was your cost of living. Because I interviewed a chap called Robert quite recently, who's living very well for $1,000 a month. But you are living considerably cheaper than that.
You bet.
So how much do you live for?
You have to qualify that with I'm single.
Yeah. Well, so's Robert.
I don't go to the bar every night.
Yeah.
I don't use air conditioning, you know that. I cook my own food, probably 90-95% of the time, I'd say. I cook for myself. I shop at the public market. I'll go to Robinson for stuff that I need that you can't get at a public market. But I'm not going to pay 200 pesos a kilo for tomatoes at Robinson's when I go to the public market and get the same thing for 100 pesos.
Is it that much cheaper in the public
It's not
market?
much cheap. Public markets are real cheap.
You don't find you get the old skin tax then? You get the right prices. They
You
don't
get the
try
right
to.
price.
Yeah.
When you go to the street vendors, these little tables that are out front of someone's home, that's all daily fresh. They pick it out of their garden that day. And that's even cheaper than the public market. So when I go for my walks every day, whatever I need, cucumbers, whatever, I'll pick it all up on my walk.
So what is your monthly living cost then?
My last year, and I just did this yesterday just for you, $857 a month is my average.
Is this American dollars or Canadian?
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. That's about $625.
$625 a month.
US.
$625 a month. Wow.
Well, you know what my rent is. You know what
Well, I know what your rent is, but they don't know what your rent is.
$16,000 a month. That includes all my power, all the city water, the satellite television, the Wi-Fi. It includes everything.
Have you ever watched the television?
No,
I've never switched mine on.
it's not even plugged in. I just don't watch it. So I have no need for it. I keep telling them, come and take this thing out and give it to somebody that needs to use it.
Yeah, no.
It's still in there.
So $16,000 a month on the old accommodation, and it's not bad. They're not bad, are they? They're little one-bedroom apartments, and
they're good.
I like it.
They're
I like
good.
the apartment. But that's unbelievable. $650.
Yeah, I can't understand. Well, now, mind you, I'm just by myself. I know guys that can't live without air conditioning. Once you got air conditioning, you're at $4,000 or $5,000 a month right now, every month. It's a big chunk. Some guys don't eat like I eat. I eat 3 times more in one meal than I eat.
So how many times do you eat a day then?
I eat twice a day,
Breakfast and your evening meal?
breakfast and dinner.
Okay. It begs the question, Ceigie, Jay, why are you living like that? Because you can afford not to. It's not a financial thing with you. It's the fact that you like to live like
I'm
that.
comfortable living that way. It's probably my background, the way we grew up on the farm. We grew up with pretty much nothing. So you learn to live that way your whole life.
See, that's the trouble with you telling me this, because I can't ask you the question like I've asked a few people. Well, if you had an extra couple of $1,000s a month, would you do this differently? Would you? Because you wouldn't do it differently, would you? You'd be the.
I just continue doing what I'm doing. I'm not suffering. I mean, people say, "Oh, you don't go out anywhere. You don't do this. You don't do that." You know, I go out.
Who are these people?
People, I don't know.
Well, I've been out here a few times.
Sure. I'll have pizza and beer.
Yeah.
You know, we'll go to the bar, have chicken adobo, and wait for the rice for 2 hours. You know.
But
It's just the Philippines.
yeah. I'm blown away with this 650, particularly because you're choosing to live that way. Because I mean, I live next door to you, and my costs are a lot more than yours.
Yeah,
They're
but
like
you eat out every night. Two or three times a day you eat out.
Well, this is true.
I don't. I eat out, maybe twice a week? Maybe. Once for sure. Maybe sometimes twice a week. The rest of the time I just cook my own stuff. That saves you a lot of money cooking for yourself.
No, I can see that. I can see. What about your insurance and things? You got medical insurance?
Yep, I got Phil Health.
You got Phil Health?
Yep.
How did you get that then? I thought you had to be retired to get Phil Health in.
6 months you can go in there and get a benefit package. So you pay for it.
How much does that cost?
$2,000.
$1,000.
2,000 pesos.
2,000 pesos. And what does that cover for? It's like 25% of the bills. 100,000. Oh, I thought it was a percentage of the bills or whatever. It's not. It doesn't pay out everything.
No,
does it?
this is like a what would you call it? It's like the bike insurance. You pay 250 pesos for 100,000 pesos worth of bike insurance in case you drop your bike on somebody or you run somebody over or something like that. So your health insurance, what you do is you have to pay it every year. So it's only good for 1 year, but it's good for 100,000 pesos worth of coverage. So if you bust a leg or something, you've got your card.
So that's interesting. That is, I'll have to look into that because I mean I've got my insurance covered, but for information for the viewers because I had no idea you could do that. I've heard about this Pacific Insurance and all these groups, but I'd heard of the Phil Health, but I didn't realise it worked that way. So that's very interesting. So
Raymond told me about that.
Raymond.
Or
Okay, all right. No, I thought you were talking about Australian Ray. I thought you don't know him, do you? You've not met him, have you? All right. He's told you about it. That's very interesting. So what do you think the long term holds now? Then, do you think you might stay in the Philippines? Because you've got to go back in a few months.
I got to go back and renew my passport. Yeah. I'm definitely coming back to the Philippines once it's renewed. Then after you told me about the visa deals in Thailand, I'm going to go over there for a month, check it out again, come back. I'll use the Philippines as a base.
Where would you go in Thailand?
Well, I used to hang out at Patong Beach all the time.
So Phuket.
It's in Phuket, yeah. Everybody says, oh, that's so touristy. Well, it wasn't that touristy when I used to be there. It might be touristy now.
Well, I think it is now, but you've always got, in the interest of transparency, I've never been to Phuket, but I know people over there and I've watched a couple of vlogs there, and if that's too touristy for you, you can go up to Turtle Beach. There's no tourists there. There are still nice beaches on the islands that haven't, but I think Patong is quite touristy these days and quite expensive.
No.
So I've been told, and so I've seen.
See, I was there way before COVID, and it was nice. It was all right. It wasn't super cheap, but it was reasonable.
And you've got property in Canada, have you?
Depends.
What does it depend on? You don't want to talk about it, I'm a bit confused. Anyway, we don't have to delve, though. I'm not trying to get you in tax problems or anything.
depends on what my brother's done so far. He may have sold it, but he may.
So what I'm trying to get at is, when you decide if you're going to finish your days in, I'm sure you've got a lot of days left, but when you decide when you're going to finish off in Thailand, or you're going to finish off in the Philippines or whatever, you've got no plans to build a big house or a swimming pool or anything like that? You'll carry on the same lifestyle you've got now? What about lady friends? Are you looking on settling down with a partner?
No,
Because that's going to put your
girlfriends
living
are
costs up.
fine.
Girlfriends are fine, but no
I don't want to
long.
get married.
You don't want to get married?
I want to get married.
Hey mate, it's
Stay
your
single.
choice. I'm not saying you should.
I haven't found one. I shouldn't say that, because they're gonna.
It's okay, Daisy. Daisy, you can be in it. Everyone wants to
Come
see
on,
you.
Daisy, everyone wants to see you.
She's hiding behind the. Give us a wave, Daisy. Give us a wave.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I'll never get married again, because there could be, might find someone that's perfect, but I'm not counting on it.
Well, you might find. What about that woman in the open market the other day? Tell him what she said to you.
Oh no.
Well, I'm going to tell her. I'm going to embarrass him anyway. He came back to the apartment the other day and said,
Baby.
I'm not going to believe what she said, but some woman walked up to him out of the blue and said, I want your baby. But strangely enough, he wasn't tempted.
Nope.
Well, there you go. Well,
I'm saving myself.
now, you have very recently started on the old YouTube vlogging game, haven't you?
God, yeah, I got hooked by you.
You got hooked by me.
It's your fault.
Yeah, everyone's jumping on board now. I've cut my throat telling people how good it is. I'm going to be surrounded by competition. So what's the name of your channel?
The Philippines Unplugged.
Philippines Unplugged.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
A 3 weeks. I have one video on there that's 3 months old when I bought my motorcycle, but I did that for my brother, send to my brother. And then I didn't do anything on it until you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or whatever, a month ago or whatever. So I've done 3 since then. Big deal. It's like, I got, I think, 45 subscribers. It's not a going concern.
No, but it will be. It's early days, mate. I mean, when I looked last week, you only had 2 videos, but I mean, you're going to plug at it. And is it going to be vlogging, or is it like, anecdotal, or it's going to be...
Just information, basically.
You're going to be like an info channel.
Yeah, because I did one on pre-arrival stuff you need to do before you get here. And did one Twin Lakes Natural Park, the one on the volcano. Went and walked up and down that freaking thing. It's like this.
So I think the trouble you're going to have with an info channel is you're going to start getting people emailing you for travel advice and all the rest of it, and you're going to become like an agony aunt for the...
I'm doing one on the Philippine currency right now.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, so they know everything about the coins and the bills. Did you know that they have a 100,000 peso bill?
I did not know that.
You didn't know that, did you? They also have a 5,000 and a 2,000 peso bill.
Really?
Yeah.
Now
But they're not in circulation.
this man is full of interesting facts. So he just reminded me of something now with that interesting fact
Okay.
there. I find it very hard to sleep for long periods of time here since I come to the Philippines. When I'm in the UK, I'm a 7-hour-a-day man. When I was in Thailand, I think I was about a 6 to 7 hour a day man. Here, I struggle to sleep more than about 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah.
unless I've had a skinful. So I end up maybe going to sleep twice a day. And now I was telling you this the other day, and what's your explanation for this?
Closer to the equator.
Closer to the equator.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
It just makes you sleep less. It's the heat.
It's the heat.
Yeah.
Has an effect on your physiology.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'll be interested to know what your views are in the comments on this, because I'd never heard that before. But I've been telling people ever since.
The further south you go from the North Pole, the less sleep you get.
And that could probably be true, because I marvel at the fact Filipinos, they seem to go to bed later than we do in the UK, and they all seem to get up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So there might be some truth to that. Which brings me to one more question, Ceigie. What's the worst thing about the Philippines, in your opinion?
The worst thing?
Yeah.
People throwing their garbage.
Wow. I thought you were going to say the noise. But they go,
No, the noise you can get used to. But the people just eating a candy bar or something, so they're up right on the ground.
well, there you go, mate. I've known this guy for 6 months. I've never heard him once complain about litter, but I've heard him every bloody day. This dog's bark and this noise and the music's there, and that. So you never tell what answer you're going to get. I thought I'd line that one up nicely, and it was going to be about the noise.
Well, the dog does get on my nerves, because I would be concentrating on a book, doing some writing, and all of a sudden, for 4 or 5 hours straight. Doesn't take a breath. The dog doesn't take a breath, man. It's just continuous. Drive me crazy. I want to kill that dog.
Well, you have to get a local bus driver to do it for you.
It's always on a chain too, that dog.
Yeah, I know
That's
the dog.
probably why.
I know the dog. It doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. I'm more bothered by the music in the shop downstairs than the dog. I don't hear it with the aircon on.
Well, them boys downstairs got it from Ray at one time. It was Ray's birthday last week.
Was it really?
He had a party upstairs in the gym.
Wow, I'm glad I missed that.
3 o'clock in the morning, they're still up there dancing, pounding on the floor.
Lovely,
Karaoke
lovely. What a shame I missed that.
Oh, it was a great party.
Right, well, I tell you what, thank you, Ceigie. I keep
You're
calling you
welcome.
Ceigie. I keep calling you Ceigie. I've never got your name right.
I know, you never have.
I like.
It's
I like-
all right, no big deal.
No big deal. You're a very understanding man.
Just put C and G in your mind.
Ceigie. Where's the one? There you go. I've got it now. I'll never screw up
Ceigie.
again.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sitting down with Ceigie.
You're welcome.
I really do appreciate it. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We'll wind the video up now, but seeing as you're here for the next 3 days, I think there's a very good chance I'll talk you into doing another video talking about something else we can think of, because
Alright.
you've done a lot of travelling to places I've been, so maybe we'll do a comparison video, the Philippines v Thailand or something like that. We'll think of something.
10-4.
Sorry?
10-4.
10-4. So I'll put a link down to CG's channel in the description of the video, and it's Philippines Unplugged. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to smash the like button. Great if you subscribed, and whatever you're doing, wherever you are, be lucky.
All right.